Yo guys, I'm Dom Ultra and welcome back to another Dying Light 2 video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the coolest and most interesting weapons that you can get from the Dying Light 2 bundles. These weapons either look cool or have a fun, interesting stat that'll make playing Dying Light 2 even better. Now before I actually get into this video, I'd like to ask you guys to please drop me a quick like to help support my channel, and also because it took me a while to make this, as well as considering to subscribe for more useful and interesting Dying Light content. And lastly, a special thank you to the members on my channel. But now with all that being said, let's get right into today's video. To start, we'll be going over the one-handed slashing weapons, and the first one we got is the Talon of Horus. This weapon is from the Anubis Jackal of Death bundle, which by the way is a worth a bundle to get, so I highly recommend you get it. And as for the weapon, it is a sickle that looks absolutely amazing. Like, this thing looks so cool. It glows in the dark, it's got like this, shadowy, dark fog to it. And not only does it look cool, it also has a toxic effect, which can be activated with a power mod. It's a really cool weapon to use, it's very satisfying, looks great, and just overall is one of the best looking weapons that you can get in the game. Up next we got the Plague Cane, which is from the Plague bundle. This staff has got like these green crystals inside of this, little crow. And not only does it look really cool, it also has a blast mod, which you can charge by blocking and parrying. The blast mod is a toxic effect and fits really well with the style. Next up we got the Axe of Wrath. This is an interesting one. The Axe of Wrath is from the Perun Thunder Wrath bundle. And not only does it look like it's got a lot of electricity, there's actually a special little feature with this weapon. When you are holding this weapon, you can kick to electrify zombies, but not only that, you can drop kick zombies or enemies and electrify them as well. You don't have to have any special mods or anything special like that. You can just have the weapon itself and you can do this. It's very useful, very cool, and not only does it have this, it also has a built-in blast mod, which obviously is a shock effect. Next up we got the Serpentine Sword from the Snake Warrior bundle. This is a very unique looking weapon. It's got scales like, on both sides, more on, the back side, which you can see when you're doing a heavy attack. And these scales glow very visibly. Like in the dark, they're very visible, but even in the day, you can still see them. This weapon also has a power mod, which has a toxic effect. So after some time, you can actually charge this power mod and release a deadly toxic attack. Over here, we got the Bloodbane Blade. This one's from the Banu Hakim bundle, and it's a blade that glows in the dark. It glows red and it looks really cool, but not only that, it's got a power mod, which is a bleed effect. The bundle itself is a vampire bundle, and also has a cool skin with glowing red eyes. Up next we got the Dark Sickle Redux. This one's from the Retrowave Redux bundle, and not only does it glow in the dark, it also has some really cool built-in shock effect mods. There's a power mod and a critical hit mod. Both of these are obviously shock, and the weapon itself looks absolutely amazing when you are swinging it at night. There's also another weapon that comes with it, the Blade Max Redux, which has a blast mod for shock, and also the critical hit weapon mod. Both of these weapons are amazing, and you can choose whether you want one with a power mod or a blast mod, which is something that's really cool with this bundle. Now moving on to the one-handed blunt weapons, we actually don't really have too many of them, so I do hope we get more in the future. But the first one we have is the Game Ball from the Villador Touchdown bundle. This is an American football that has a very special effect when you throw it. When you throw this weapon, you can run very fast to go pick it up. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't really pick up when you run over it. You got to actually manually get it, which is the one drawback or one negative thing that I have to say about this. The bundle itself is amazing. It's got like a very cool gear set, but I won't spoil it for you guys. I made a video, you guys can check that out. But this bundle is insane and really worth getting. Up next, we got a very funny one. We got the Money bundle from the Payday 2 bundle. This is just a wad of cash that you can hit zombies with, and it looks absolutely hilarious. Despite what many of you guys might think, this weapon is not pay to win. It doesn't increase damage, it doesn't, do anything special, although I wish it would. It's just mainly a funny weapon to get. Like, I don't know, that's really all I have to say about it. Up next, we got the Voltic Wrench. This one's from the Brecken bundle. This wrench looks absolutely insane. It's got all this like sparkling electricity, and it looks absolutely insane and intimidating at night. It also has a built-in shock effect, which activates on critical hits, and what I've noticed is that it is very, very frequent. Like every other hit that I do, I get a shock effect, and because the weapon itself is, shocking with all this electricity, it makes it look even better. And since the weapon belongs to our good friend Brecken, you guys have got to try this and use it. Up next we got the Squasher from the GRE Mascot bundle. This is a very unique one because it's the only weapon that we have gotten from a bundle that is exotic. The rest of them have been legendary, and this is the only one that's been exotic. It's got a cool little noise when you swing it and hit enemies, but it also has two very cool stats. The first one is that it deals more damage when your stamina is low. And the second one allows you to do a powerful hit when you've exhausted your stamina. Like when your stamina is depleted and you can do that one last powerful hit, the damage is insane. Now to take a step back to the first stat, I want you guys to understand something. Despite what it says, you actually deal damage when your stamina is low. It doesn't matter how many swings you take. If your stamina is low, that will be the main factor for the amount of damage you deal. So if you're thinking about getting a gear set that, reduces the stamina cost for these swings, don't bother, it's not worth it. Like, all I recommend you do is just swing, let your stamina get low, and you'll deal an insane amount of damage. Moving on, we got the two-handed slashing weapons. The first one we have is the Sky Piercer G from the Dragon Warrior bundle. This weapon looks absolutely intimidating and has a built-in crit mod with a shock effect. But not only that, it's got a special stat, which is a 70% increase in damage when this weapon is thrown. This is amazing, especially if you have the Collar Weapon Charm from the UGC Fest event that passed, because when you pair it, you can throw this weapon and it'll come back to you, allowing you to deal so much damage that you can take on the tougher infected without struggling too much. It's an amazing combo, and honestly, I wish they would implement this to more weapons, mainly because I have the Collar mod and I love throwing these weapons. But unfortunately, it's like one of the very few, or maybe even the only weapons that does this. But moving on, we got the Divine Trident Blade. This one's from the Erlang Divine Guardian bundle, and this thing looks really cool. It's very simple, but looks really cool when you are stabbing zombies, and not only does it look cool, it's got some special stats as well. I say cool stats, but there's only just one, and that stat is that when you decapitate an enemy, you get 4 seconds of infinite stamina, meaning that for 4 seconds, you won't use any stamina when you are fighting, climbing, or any of that stuff. And the cool thing about it is that you can stack this with the weapon charms that do the same thing. There are 2 that can do this. There's the Wheel Keeps Spinning charm, which adds another 4 seconds, or the Warlord's Shield charm, which you can get from the For Honor bundle, that adds 10 seconds. If you add it with this one, you get a total of 14 seconds, which trust me is a very, very long time. So if you pair this weapon with the Warlord's Shield charm, you can pretty much fight infinitely. So yeah, it's a pretty OP combination to have. Now next up, we got the Reaping Death Scythe from the Reaping Death Weapon Pack. This is a terrifying looking scythe and it looks really intense. Not only does it look cool, it's got 2 special stats. The first one, and the most interesting one, is a 10.5% damage increase for each chase level that you are in. Now in Dying Light 2, there are 4 chase levels, if you're playing from easy to hard, but when you play on Nightmare, there's a 5th level chase, which will give you volatile tyrants chasing you. And if you're playing on Nightmare, this stat will stack up to 52.5%, which is a crazy amount. And the second stat is a 25% increase in damage against infected. This makes this weapon one of the best weapons to use when you are farming volatiles at night. And if you apply damage, weapon mods, or stuff like that, you'll deal even more damage and make this weapon even more deadly. Now up next, we got a weapon that I'm sure a lot of you guys are dying to get your hands on if you haven't gotten it already. And that is the Agony Claws. Now this was from a bundle called the Count's Skull, but it was also in Halloween event, so there's a chance you could actually get it. The bundle was a limited time thing, but I'm pretty sure they'll bring it back since they said they'd stop doing these limited time things. Now what makes these claws so cool, aside from the fact that they're Freddy Krueger claws, is that they can drain life out of your enemies, meaning that you can attack them and get healed for the amount of damage you deal. And if you pair it with the Eternal Lifeblood weapon, which comes with the bundle as well, you'll be able to drain more health when you're attacking tougher infected, like volatiles, even bosses if you want to, which makes this weapon insane. Up next, we got Michone's Katana. This one's from the Walking Dead bundle and has a built-in bleed effect, which activates on critical hits. Not only that, this weapon has an increased chance to cut limbs off, so if you love gore and all that stuff, this is a weapon worth using. And since you can't really get a lot of katanas like the in-game blueprints, it makes this weapon type very rare and interesting. Up next, we got the Anarchy's Grasp from the Brudger bundle. These weapons are an intimidating knuckle dusters, which for that weapon type is already rare, and not only that, they got a built-in bleed effect, which activates as a power mod. Now like I said, knuckle dusters are very rare, you don't really have a lot of weapons like these, and these specifically look absolutely insane. They look like a serial killer or a psychopath made them. And not only that, they're very satisfying to use, and I have a blast when using these weapon types. But up next, we got the Warden's Longsword from the For Honor bundle, specifically the Warden bundle. It's a very basic longsword, and if you look at it in photo mode, you can see that it is extremely long. I'm surprised Aiden has the strength to even use this. The weapon itself has a built-in bleed effect in the form of a power mod, which you can charge with time or with blocks. But not only that, this weapon itself will heal you on decapitations, which is a pretty useful passive stat to have when you're playing Dying Light 2. And since swords and katanas are rare, it also makes this weapon even more rare and unique. But up next, we got the Savage Katana from the Savage Samurai bundle. This is a cool red-looking katana with a power mod that you can charge with attacking and can instantly charge when you parry. The power mod effect is a bleed effect, and if you're facing human enemies, you can actually activate this quite often, which is one of the cool things about this weapon. If you have a very good playstyle, you can actually activate this so many times that you can even use it on every single enemy you face. The weapon stuff also looks really cool. I love red, so it sits well with me. But aside from the color, it just looks absolutely amazing, and I just love katanas that look like this. But next up we got another katana, Kensei's Nadachi. This one is from the For Honor bundle, specifically the Kensei bundle, and it's just a basic looking katana, but it looks really cool and is something that I really love about it. Like, I love how basic it looks, how normal, and just, in my opinion, this is the kind of weapons we need. But enough about the looks, let's talk about what else it's got. It has a stat that heals you on decapitations, like Warden's Longsword, but also has a built-in power mod, which you can charge with just 2 power attacks. That's right, with just 2 of these like heavy attacks, you can charge the bleed effect, which you get with this weapon. If you use this weapon and get a specific playstyle, it'll make fighting human enemies so much easier and much more satisfying. But now last on the 2-handed slashing weapons, we got the Arcade Fury. This one's from the Game Over bundle and it looks really insane. It's a pixelated sword that has a blast mod, which obviously is a shock effect, but the cool thing about the blast mod is that when you use it, it'll shoot out like this pixelated electricity. It's very unique, I don't really see a lot of weapons that do this, and it just looks really satisfying and really cool to use. But moving on, we got the 2-handed blunt weapons. The first one we have is the Dying Laugh Bat from the Dying Laugh bundle. This bat has a really cool clown-like artistic style to it, and has like a lot of toxic effect mods. The first mod activates when you get like a lot of hits in. It'll make like this toxic explosion when you get so many hits in, and it looks really cool. But it also has a built-in toxic blast mod. When I'm using this, it is very satisfying, very fun, and just makes the game so much better. If the damage was a bit higher, I would actually use this all the time. Mainly because, I'm a guy who likes using a lot of the mods, and since the blast mod can like reach a very good amount of people, it makes my playstyle even better. Now up next we got the Spectral Baseball Bat, which you can get from the Pilgrim Outpost. The way you get this is by owning both games and claiming it from the Crane bundle. But what the bat is, it's a very iconic weapon that we used in Dying Light 1 that could like launch so many zombies. However, in Dying Light 2 it only has a built-in blast effect, which activates on critical hits, but it does still look as cool as it did in Dying Light 1. It glows in the dark, and if you have some pretty cool mods, you can change the colors to like red, orange, or whatever other colors you can find. It's a cool weapon, but in my opinion, it doesn't really do a lot. Like, it's a bit of a disappointment. I would have preferred, every single hit you do to launch enemies or zombies, but it is what it is. But then lastly, we got the Lucille Bat from the Walking Dead bundle. It's a very basic bat with barbed wire around it, but come on. It's an iconic weapon from The Walking Dead. I'm sure those of you who watch the TV show know what it is. And in Dying Light 2, we need some basic weapons like these. The weapon itself has a built-in blast effect, which activates on critical hits, so it's not just a basic bat with nothing to it. But yeah, other than that, that's it for the video. If you guys want to check out all the weapon charms that have stats in Dying Light 2, check out this video right here. Or if you guys want to check out the bundle reviews themselves, check out this playlist I made. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.